we need to talk. We just do. We gotta talk. I was planning to make a response video to this video right here. This video from Otz is right after he got done with his stream where he did his 30-second perkless challenge. At this point, his video had not been published to YouTube yet, and that's where the video and the whole challenge really got traction, because his YouTube audience by and large reaches a more casual group than his Twitch does, just because YouTube is a more like publicly available and a more easily digestible content zone, especially for long form content like 4 to 5 hour videos like this one, than Twitch is. Like if Twitch, you want to watch that whole stream, you got to go into his recent broadcast, if he even has them. I haven't checked yet, but essentially it's just that's just rambling about website differences. Essentially, he posted this YouTube video before he posted the actual matches for them. In this YouTube video, he talks about his challenge, and he talks about what he discovered in it. The title of the video is that DBD is extremely survivor-sided, quote unquote. They're in air quotes. And he breaks down his entire challenge. And by the end of the video, and you really should go watch it before this, because this is a response to this video, and therefore the challenge and the community's reaction to the challenge. But, I'm going to TLDR it for you, since, expecting people to watch really long videos in this, day and age is not going to happen. Otz details his results from the challenge, and then he talks about what he really thinks is the issue with Dead by Daylight. He in no way says the game is not survivor-sided. He at no point says outright the game is A, killer-sided, or B, it's not survivor-sided. He never makes these claims, because everywhere I go, when we're talking about this challenge, it's either survivors rejoicing because they're like, wow, killers can't complain anymore because it's actually a killer-sided game. Or it's the killer mains going, well, Otz cheated. Otz lowered his MMR between matches. It's impossible to replicate those results. I can't believe he said the game's not survivor-sided. And he never makes either of these claims at all. And that is how brainwashed and survivor or killer biased that you are. You are so brainwashed, you are so dumb, that you don't understand that this man who does everything for this game, he streams it, he analyzes it, he tries to maintain a good community for it, this man that busts his hump for this game, all you took out of it was, well, my side got offended, so screw you. That's all you took out of this? That's all you took out of this. You know what he says at the end of this video? He says, the game is not as survivor-sided as you think. It's just that maps, perks, and add-ons are frustrating. And those are what need to be balanced. That's what he says. He says that in reality, maps, perks, and add-ons are the problem. That's what he says. He does not say the game is not survivor-sided at all. He does not say that the game is killer-sided at all. He doesn't say either of those things. He just says maps, add-ons, and perks are problematic, and that's why the game feels frustrating. These things are very strong, and a lot of the time, too strong. That is all he says. And I think he's right. That's what the original format of this video was. I was originally going to respond to this video, and I was saying, yeah, he's right. I feel like survivors being able to split up on gens and do them safely, and me as killer being unable to stop them unless I'm playing Spirit or Nurse or Blight, more so has to do with the fact that Mother's Dwelling, Ormond are super huge maps. That take forever to cross. Unless I'm playing top 3 in the game, it's really frustrating to traverse the map. It just is. It's a map problem. Am I really frustrated playing killer against survivor? Or am I frustrated that the whole team brought dead RDS and I'm having a hard time because I feel like I'm getting out-perked just because I didn't bring 4 slowdown? He's right. He's right about that. The game imbalance between the two sides isn't as bad as you think. And he didn't even say that the game was not unbalanced between the two sides. He just said It's not as severe. The title says extremely. He put that there for a reason. He thinks people exaggerate, and you do. All of you do. He was just trying to direct the focus more onto the maps, the add-ons, all of that, because he knows this whole killer versus survivor conversation is bogus. He knows it's a load of crap. He knows what the actual problem with the game is. You don't. You'd rather, instead of accepting your loss, like freak out on one of the nicest people in this community because you can't handle that you lost. So you're going to blame it on side versus side. And that goes for both of you, both killer and survivor. You're going to blame it on side versus side politics and be mean to one of the nicest people in this community because you can't take an L. Because you're a baby. And you suck. I can't believe that's what's come out of this conversation. I really can't believe that's what's come out of this conversation. I really don't. I can't believe that is what you took out of this. He did not go in there into this challenge to show that the game was secretly killer-sided. But that's what people took out of it. So now survivors are being mean to killers because, wow, you guys have been entitled and crybaby the whole time. See, it's game's killer-sided. And killers are like, well, Otz is cheating and Otz is like lowering his MMR off stream. There's no way this is possible. And now he's trying to like err on the side of the survivors. You guys need to grow up. You guys need to grow up. He did a very, very hard to do challenge to help prove a point so he can put focus on the things that this game really needs fixed. And you know what? Maybe he got you. Because if his whole point of all this was for him to detract from the idea of killer versus survivor in terms of role strength, and all you can talk about, cause I only have 2 brain cells and sometimes they click together, and then, yes, it's the survivor's fault. If that's all you took out of it, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right. You blame your losses on a side. Both of you do. You don't want to talk about perks. You don't want to talk about maps. You want to talk about the killers. I want to talk about the survivors. You guys are losers. And I mean that. Like you guys suck if that's what you took out of this. You guys are so far gone. You have no idea what's happening with this game so far because you want to be part of your little group where you're mean to the other side because you can't take the L. You want to make an excuse. You want to make an excuse for why you lost. You do. You don't want to accept it. You don't want to actually tackle the real issue. It's easier to just be mean to someone. I am extremely disappointed. Extremely disappointed in this community's response to this challenge. Extremely disappointed. We should be ashamed that this was our response to this. Because this should be groundbreaking. This should be like, oh, maybe like killer survive, like the game is survivor sided, but maybe it's more like 60-40 or like 65-35 or 70-30. Maybe it's not as intense as we thought it was, you know? This should be groundbreaking. This should be like, oh, this is new info. Remember how we had that evidence video that we posted this week where we talked about evidence and we were like, whoa, hey, this is stats. This is stats right here. He is posting hard stats. That thing that is the most hard to disprove thing. He's just posting stats, and this is important stats. This is a discovery. We should all be talking about this and going, how does this change the landscape of like balancing and what we need to focus on? But he made this whole video to detract from the idea that it's a side versus side issue, and all people can talk about is sides because they're just, I guess you guys are just can't figure it out. Just don't have, just don't have the 2 cents to put in. That's all you can take. You're just parroting. You're parroting. You're going, it's the survivors. You have no idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. He doesn't deserve this community. I swear sometimes. He really doesn't. He doesn't deserve us. He deserves to be in another community that treats him and his efforts a lot better. A lot better. He really does. He really, really does. But yeah, TLDR. He only did this challenge to show that it's not as survivor-sided as you think. Not that it's not. Just less than you think. It's not as survivor-sided as you think. He did this more so to show that the discrepancy that makes the game frustrating are perks, strong add-ons, and ridiculous maps. And I do agree with that. I think that is the major issue with the game. And I really hope we stop being dumb and we come around to the whole point of this all. I really do. Because right now I'm just done with those people. Yeah. Sorry, it was not as funny of a one today, or an interesting one. It was just kind of like, I need to get that off my chest, because it's just frustrating. It's extremely frustrating to see. You want to talk about being out of touch? You want to say the devs are out of touch? Which they are. You're out of touch too. That's what this showed me. The people want to yell at the clouds and go, behavior doesn't know what their community wants. I don't think the community knows. I don't think the community knows either. Because this showed me that the community doesn't understand how the game works. Like, literally just no idea, no clue. And is not willing to accept objective stats because it hurts their feelings. Yep. So that's nice. Anyways, I want to end this video because I've been ranting for a while. I appreciate you all. Thank you for listening to me rant and letting me get it off my chest. Other than that, I don't have anything else for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and if I don't, I'll see you when I see you. Bye.